Once your vehicle is raised and supported safely, you're going to remove all 6 lug nuts. Now that the wheel's out of the way, let's continue on by removing this right here. Just pull that down. It depends on how far you want to go to get it out of your way. That looks pretty decent for now. That exposes the nut right here. We're going to spray this with some penetrant, and it comes all the way up and it comes through to this point. So something that you're going to want to pay attention to is if you're going to be able to clear your body. If you're not going to be able to clear the body, there's going to have to be some special maneuvering involved. The next thing we're going to do is use a 19mm wrench. We're going to come right up here on this bolt. Then you're going to use your 19mm socket and whatever you have, if you have an air gun that you can get in there or a ratchet. Remove this nut. This should move around freely. If it doesn't, just try to spray it down and work it until it does. Paying attention to this area right here where the bolt's going to come out, you might notice that you're going to have this issue where it seems as though it's going to hit. There's going to be something that you can do. You can try to pry on this right here and pull this away. Just pay special attention to any flaking or scraping. If you scrape the metal in any way that takes off the paint, I would just of course clean off the area and then hit it with some undercoating just so you could prevent the damage from rust and all that. Okay, this is going to keep coming out. If you were to feel behind here, there's going to be wires that run from here to here. These are just clipped in. Let's go ahead and push those out and give ourselves a little bit more room here. So I've got that so it's pulled out of the way. Just make sure you put it someplace that's going to be easy to remember. The last thing you want to do is leave this unsecured. Okay, at this point we're going to leave it right where it is because we know it's doing good. Let's move along to getting the rest of this stuff out of the way. So when we're doing this job, I usually like to start with the stepper bolt because generally speaking, this is the one that's going to cause issue not wanting to come out. Once I'm sure that it's going to be ready to come out, I'll continue on with removing everything else. Let's get this locking clip off of here. Just take your pocket screwdriver, grab underneath the ear, pull it away, and then draw this out. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's what it looks like. So I came in with my flathead, I pulled this away, and then I pulled out the cotter pin. The next thing I want to do is remove this bolt right here. Just want to be careful because usually they freeze up inside the control arm. Got it. That gives us plenty of slack right there. If you feel like you need more, you can take off the bracket that comes down here as well. The next thing we're going to do is remove the nut from the sway bar link so we can get this off of here. Let's try to pull the stud. Awesome. Now we have a nice clear view and an access area to get this nut off. Let's get this nut off of here. I like to take my nut, and I'll just start it on there, just a couple threads. That's going to prevent this from falling down once this breaks free. Let's go ahead and bonk right on the knuckle right here. Just going to try to break this free from each other. All right, that's enough. Take off that nut. Should be able to lift this up and carefully pull this aside. Now when you do this, you want to be careful not to put a tug on your ABS wire, leave a little bit of slack, and of course your brake hose as well. So just kind of put this aside and we can move along. Just try and get this bolt out of here, wiggle the control arm around as needed. Okay. Awesome. All right, so we have our nice new control arm. We compared it to the other one to make sure we have the right side of the vehicle because if you have it backwards, it's going to obviously cause major issues. Let's go ahead and line this up in here. We're going to grab our bolt. If you drop the washer, just make sure you put that back on there as well. We're going to put it through the hole on the control arm first, and then we'll kind of line everything up and slide it right on through. If you wanted to use a little bit of copper never seize, it's probably a great idea, but only do it on the smooth part of the shaft, not necessarily on the threaded area. Let's go ahead and get this washer on there. Start on that nut. Let's hold this side with our 19mm wrench and go ahead and snug this one up. The next thing we need to do is torque down the nut right here. So let's hold the bolt side with our 19mm once again. And we're going to torque this to 85 foot-pounds. Torqued. Let's go ahead and pull this over. We're going to try to pull down on your control arm. If you can't get it far enough down, well, don't get too worried. We'll use a pry bar and use some leverage. Use your 19mm socket, snug this up. Let's torque this to 81 foot-pounds. Once it's torqued, you need to make sure that your castle nut portion lines up with the cotter pin hole. If it does not, you need to continue tightening until it does. That looks pretty great. Let's get our cotter pin in there. Slide that through and lock it in. The next thing we're going to do is put in this little bolt to hold this in. If you want to use a little copper never sees, it's probably a great idea. Go ahead and snug that up. Okay, bottomed out, teeny bit more. That's great. Let's get the sway bar link back into the knuckle. Make sure you put on your washer first, just like that. It's easy to forget. We're going to line this up, start in the nut just like that. And then of course, now's a great time to go over and do the same on the other side before you snug this up. Go ahead and hold that. We're just going to bottom this out and then we'll torque it to 52 foot-pounds. Take a quick look up here, make sure the paint hasn't scraped away. If it has, just go ahead and give it a little spray. Don't forget about this wire right there. Make sure you re-secure that. You push it right through, just like that. Give it a nice tug. This feels great. Now we're going to continue on by putting this back up here. Just put in all your little push clips where you took them out from. That looks great. We'll do the same thing over here. Now the process for this will be the same on the other side of the vehicle. Okay, we're cruising. Let's get the wheel back up on here. And of course, get all your lug nuts on and started. Let's go ahead and bottom out all the lug nuts. Okay, now we're going to do the same to the other side, and then we're going to torque them to manufacturer's specifications. All right, let's go ahead and torque the wheel in a crisscross pattern to 83 foot-pounds. Torqued.